Greetings to you. Greetings to... Hello, we have arrived. Is it a shame to give it away? It's a shame to give it away. I understand. He doesn't really want to stay in the stables for years either. The car is good. There aren't many left in such condition. I think, okay.
Well, you know, my weakness for Soviet things.
A weakness for Soviet things.
Plus, to the collection.
Start. 2. They say it works. The story of one of the best off-road domestic cars began in the late 1950s. The country needed small, all-wheel drive, unpretentious cars. They were initially developed at the MI in collaboration with the Urbis motorcycle factory. Then, engineers from the Kommunar factory joined them, which later became known as ZAZ. In 1964, an experimental batch of ZAZ 969 was produced in Zaporizhia. Then, due to nomenclature interests, production was transferred to Lutsk at Lomza. In Lutsk, they did a few things their own way. In 1967, the LUAZ 969 Volin was introduced. My favorite LUAZ, well, at least on the outside. Then there were some minor improvements. And in 1977, the upgraded 969 MEM was introduced. And in 1988, actually, it was the 1302. What's the difference from the M? Well, with some nice improvements. In a word, the design remained practically the same. Specifically, the car's body is a semi-monocoque design with an integrated beam-type frame. If you look at the Lada Niva, you can see that the crew compartment is shifted forward towards the axle. In combination with the engine, this positively affects its load capacity. It's hard to talk about the last one when the first one was painted. Well, how much prettier can one box be compared to another box? So what has changed here? Nothing. Everything as it was. 2 doors with sliding windows. You can't put others on because the top part is removable. A canvas cover on the Duga. It's removable with a rear folding door. But the most important thing is hidden under the hood. A more powerful MEMS 245/20 engine. A 4-cylinder internal combustion engine with air cooling, VRU, and water cooling. We remember that before this there was an air-cooled engine here. By the way, we have to give credit to the LUAZ guys. They started producing the engine in 1988, and they immediately installed it here. Actually, this engine is for Tavria. There it is positioned sideways, while here it's placed lengthwise. Its volume is 1.1 liters with a power output of 53 horsepower. The maximum torque is at 5,500 RPM. Of course, it's carbureted. Because the engine is larger than the previous one, it sticks out from the bottom, and they've shyly covered it with a guard. It's like a hodgepodge, like that of Tolstoy's aunt. But LUAZ also has an amazing suspension from a design perspective. Its quality, of course, raises a lot of complaints. But today, the song is not about that. The suspension is torsion type, with longitudinal arms and long travel. The torque is transmitted to the wheels through shafts via the axle gearboxes. The wheel bolt pattern is the same as that of Moskvich's, but the rims are unique. Honestly, I don't understand. What's the purpose of the footrest? Maybe it's just for rocking the car. If you know, write it in the comments. Whoa! Yeah, with my long legs, it's just perfect for me. And of course, the updated interior features a new steering wheel and a fluffy emblem from Slavuta. Iron, Germantine. The seats are also from Tavria. Ah, the unmistakable and rich aroma of genuine leather. The owner made the wall himself, so it would be warmer to drive in the car during winter. But you have to understand that there's now water cooling here, which means there's also a constantly hot heater that runs off the engine. This Divine Zaz gasoline kerosene lamp is no longer here, but used to work amazingly. It could potentially be good, but it could also lead to significant trouble if you are not careful and don't take care of it. What else do we have here? Yeah, let's see. There's absolutely nothing here. Just complete and utter emptiness. A void. The gear shift lever is here. Oh, all sorts of locks. Well, that's it. A la Ulyu. The pedal assembly is shifted to the right. The legs should be small. Well, that's fine. It was all made for soldiers anyway. But with my height, they don't take soldiers. I have a non-standard figure. Sound, this is a different car. Quieter, more responsive. The consumption is about 10 liters per 100. The tank here is 34 liters. Everything here is small. This is basically a compact car. An interesting feature. In general, LUAZ is a front-wheel drive car. And in the territory of the former Soviet Union, there are still persistent rumors and disputes. Or maybe LUAZ was the first front-wheel drive car. But that's not the point. The main thing is there's no transfer case here. There's a two-shaft gearbox here. And with the help of this lever, rear axle is engaged. But you know, what's the catch? You're not engaging the rear axle, you're connecting the PTO, the power takeoff. It's like in a tractor. Do you understand? So this is the legacy of tractor military ancestors. And also, the rear cardan shaft is in a stocking, and it is almost impossible to damage it. Well, in fact, if you're really stupid, you can damage anything, but this is incredibly strong. Although it is precisely this heritage that distinguishes LUAZ from its more famous brothers, Niva and UAZ, with their rather cumbersome drive system. There is a centralized air conditioning system. On the highway, it's just terrible. You can hear how much noise it makes. And it's quite surprising how loud it can get, especially when you consider the design of the vehicle. No one drives it like that. The UAZ is a separate story. It's badly leaks from everywhere. Even music probably won't help if you turn it up full blast. At the same time, the elevators are controlled quite well. You see, the car in general feels solid. It doesn't wobble. Gear shifts are a bit strange, but you have to get used to it. You have to get used to everything here. Do I want to? Here is the question. This is a water-cooled engine. It's superior to the old air-cooled Zaporozhets. You feel the power and speed. You can really feel that there's some power here, and you can actually pick up speed. Here we are at 70. Indeed, just like that. 70. Here we go, 70. Here we go, 60. I just really couldn't break the sound barrier. Zaporozhets was roads and LUAZ was rural. With 28 cm clearance and low weight, LUAZ crawled where Jeep stuck. Brothers, the solid ground clearance of 28 centimeters and the almost flat belly, along with the low weight, allowed the LUAZ to crawl where a normal Jeep would get stuck. There's a locking rear differential here, but no locking front differential. They calculated the designer, but for what purpose? And so it will go, come on, we'll be blinded. But there's a way to install it. It's hot. This is just trash. If you could see the operator. Haha, oh, well indeed. You don't need a sauna, a UAZ is enough. I definitely have to say that I'm a person. I started to use second gear as the gear is flipped here. First gear pulls towards you, second pushes away, and third pulls towards you again. It's trash. But what's going on? It's right, isn't it? Is that it? No, that's wrong. And is it right now? Yeah. Gears are really small. The speeds engage amazingly. So when you get stuck, you need to rock it to get into first gear, otherwise you won't make it. All right, now I want to tell you how to engage the rear axle. It's connecting.
Сейчас я вам хочу рассказать, как включается задний мост. Подключается.
Put the gearbox, neutral. Pull the lever. Towards you.
На себя.
This is how you connect the rear axle.
Вправо.
To the right.
Себя.
Me.
Во.
Oh, we've engaged the low gear. And you can also lock the rear differential.
Задний дифференциал.
There's a separate lever on the right. Click. Up. The indicator lights up. I'm going to blindfold myself to the channels. The indicator. It's up.
Индикация.
Which is actually also trendy. Innovation. Well, that's it. Let's go. Luzhki were produced for a long time, from 1966 to 2002. Some cars were even assembled in the Moscow region in the 90s, but things didn't go well. The LUAZ is a unique car in every way. It is still popular today. And how much proper tuning is there for it? You can't list them all. Another 10 years will pass, and LUAZ will become a collector's car, like its dad, Volin. Sometimes I feel like today's generation is missing exactly these kinds of simple, unpretentious, and affordable cars. And then they will be able to understand the charm of honest metal. Unpretentious, affordable cars. And then they will be able to understand the charm of honest metal. Or should I tell you about it myself? The hunt continues. Vovan, take him. All right, take it.